Hi, everyone. Hey, it's Paul DiGrigoli. Hey, welcome to Facebook Live. And today we're going to talk about hiring and how important it is to hire the right people within your organization and really make them tick. I think it's huge when it comes to hiring. We hire haphazardly, we hire on a shoestring, and then we really don't focus on building the culture of excellence that we try to build within our organization. And it's not easy, believe me when I tell you, because a lot of people surprise us. A lot of people have resumes that they're not really qualified for what they write on their resumes. And we get buffeted by the storm because we really want to try to fill that void and fill that position. And I think that's not a good thing to do because we want to look for long-term employees. We want to have people not only we don't want them to get complacent within the organization, and we're going to talk about the things to keep them motivated and keep them stimulated and what makes them work and why they want to work for you and see if they want to progress and go to the next level. But that's a lot of things that they have to be taken into consideration. So, number one, less time in making bad relationships work. That's number one. You know, in psychology, they say that people don't leave companies, people leave people. So if we can identify and stop wasting all this time on trying to make bad relationships work, one of my strongest advices would be when we hire people in our organization, you want to hire on character, because you all know this, and this is not a new conversation. We can't change people. People want to be changed, okay? They got to change themselves. It's not that we're going to change them or we're going to make a difference. When you really think about it, when you try to change another individual, and what really drives us is not pleasure. What drives us is pain. And that's really a very important aspect. You can always teach skill. You can teach people to do anything, but you can't teach them their personality, their attitude, their cooperation, their dislikes, their likes, the things they bump into every day, the challenges they might have, how they handle the challenges, do they react to these challenges? I don't really know. Okay, the next thing, okay, fire quickly, hire slowly. This is something that we don't take into consideration. You know, we don't hire people and we don't take our time. We just try to fill that position. We need somebody to fill that void. That's really not long term as far as I'm concerned. Okay? Take your time. Even though we get complacent and we think somebody's going to be there for a long period of time, and then bam, all of a sudden we get a surprise. Okay? And that's why you constantly and continuously have to be interviewing people. If you don't have room for them, you're not ready for them, they don't want to work part-time, they don't want to work full-time, put their application on file and ask their permission. You know, can I call you within 2 weeks or 3 weeks in case we do have somebody that decides that they want to leave or give a 2 weeks notice or just get up and go. I have no idea. Okay? The partner that you pick, both in business and your personal life, will be by far the most important position you'll ever decide on in your entire life. That's going to make or break you. You wonder why the divorce rate is so high. You wonder why people leave companies, because we don't give them enough information to stimulate them. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, I've been in business for 50 years, 5 decades, and I've pretty much seen it all, okay? People want to open up their own business. People want to have what you have, okay? Guess what? There's nothing wrong with that. But what's really important, okay, is to let them know and educate them it's not all peaches and cream. It's invariable, hard work having your name painted over the front door. And sometimes it's not even worth it. Sometimes people don't even have it in them to really what it takes, because, boy, you're going to get knocked down more than you are successful. You're going to go up 5 stairs, you're going to go down 10. It's not easy. You're going to climb that ladder of success. Boy, I tell you, you're never going to skip the first run and go right to the 5th or the 6th. Doesn't work that way, okay? Does the team really understand the big picture? do they really understand the big picture? Because if you're a generous person and you're honest and you're upfront, okay, by offering them the big picture and see what's in it for them, the WIFM, that's not old, that's new. We're going to see it again and again. We've heard it 1,000 times. I've heard it many, many times, okay? But the bottom line is really, what's in it for them? People don't want to go through 6 months or a year or 2 years or 3 years or 4 years or 5 years and find out there's nothing left for them. And some of them are just doing it because they just want to get by, or they got bills to pay, they got a car payment, they got children, whatever it might be. But you've got to provide them the big picture. That's how good people stay with you, okay? Communication is so important. And I can't stress this enough, how important communication is. And when you communicate with every staff member within your organization, you understand what motivates them, you understand what their benefits are, you understand what they're looking for, whether they're sincere, whether there's loyalty, whether they're doing this for the right reason. Because I can tell you, being in the hair industry, trying to find competent instructors is very, very difficult. You know, and it's not easy because there's two skills that they got to learn. They got to have the skills and the knowledge of whether it's color, cutting, updos, waxing, whatever it might be. And then they got to learn how to manage themselves when it comes to their students, because every student in our school needs some form of direction. You don't know, I don't know what happens when they come into school, where they left from, and we don't know where they go after 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. We have no idea. But we got to be sensitive, we got to be gentle, we got to be kind, and we got to be understanding. And if we don't have that ourselves, you're in deep trouble, because you're going to fall into the trap. That's why people fall apart. Okay? You got to have team huddles. You got to have productive team huddles. You got to have productive meetings. And then the most important thing is you got to be clear. You got to be clear with your communication. You got to pick and choose the words that you use carefully, verbally. It's so important. The right people in the right position. And the reason why we don't put the right people in the right position is because we don't ask the right questions. You know, I always say that people have 3 superpowers. And those 3 superpowers are things that you do effortlessly. Okay? For cosmetology, you know, it could be coloring. It could be cutting. It could be your personality. It could be dealing with other employees. It could be a leader. It could be understand leaderships. Okay? In leadership, you need to understand this. Leadership is not about a title. It's about who you are. Okay? I don't think I've ever said in my organization, I'm the owner. This is the way it's going to be. Not in a million years. I don't have to say that. They know that. They expect that. Okay? Make sure you make it clear and you can allow them to see the opportunity. That's when I talk about where's the company going, what's the big picture, what's the future about, but what's the opportunity? And tell them, show them, okay? That's critical when it comes to keeping good employees within your organization, okay? Understand them. You got to have patience. You got to have good habits, okay? And you got to give them a direction. And don't tell them. Show them. It's just like you being a father or you're being a mother. You got to lead by example. That's critical, okay? The biggest ruination is when people expect. They expect certain things, okay? They have expectations. You got to go along with their expectations. But I think when people expect, they get themselves into trouble, okay? They're going to agree. They're going to disagree. There's nothing wrong with that, because everybody, I don't care who you are, we all have our own opinion, okay? Right, wrong, or indifferent, you get someone's agreement with experience, with knowledge, with experience, and make sure they walk their talk. There's a lot of people out there that talk a good game, you know, and they say they're going to do this and they're going to do that, and they think they are, and they cross their T's and they dot their I's and everything. But they're not who they say they are. You know, anybody can say, well, I wish I had this and I wish I had that, and I'm going to get this and I'm going to get that. And it doesn't exist. So be careful of that, okay? Tell them the truth about the organization. I don't care, because everybody wants to feel secure. They want to feel they're locked in. They want to know that they have a nice future for your organization, which allows them to buy a house, a new car, piece of property, whatever they might want to do. Make sure that they're secure all the way around. And I'm telling you from personal experience, I don't think there's anything that I haven't encountered in the last 5 decades. Not at all. Okay? But I can tell you one thing. I learned from them. I picked myself up. And I always ask myself, what can I learn from this? Focus on the solution and not on the problem. 85% you should be focusing on the solution anyways, because for every problem, there's a solution. Just think about it, unravel it, think about it, understand it, and come up with a solution, okay? People want to grow. People want the better things in life. And you know what? I think all of us together collectively have the resources to help one another grow and understand. There's a lot of great people out there in the world. Phenomenal people. Stay in your own lane. Stay focused. And boy, you can have fun. There's no question about it. And don't lose sight of that word. Have fun. People lose their life because they're stressed out. They're careless. They don't think. They do other things to make them feel happy, whether it's drugs or alcohol or whatever it might be. Think. And most importantly, don't settle for less. Settle for more. Thank you for listening. Greatly appreciate you. I hope this information helps you. It brings you to a brand new level. And just take small size, little bitty, teeny baby steps. And the old saying is, you've heard this before, there's only one way to eat an elephant, and that's one bite at a time. So take it easy. You'll get there. You got your health, you're rich. You feel good about yourself, you have energy and passion, you're rich. There's no money in the world can ever buy and try to get your health back. Your health is really important. So focus in on feeling good about yourself. Take it easy. Slow it down. Have a great day. Appreciate you listening. And I'll see you next week. Thanks again. Bye-bye.